Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. Pardon me, the sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar.
Can you say that louder, please?
Historical calendar.
I don't know what happened, but you got really low all of a sudden. Barely
And
hear
you
you.
know, oh, trying to hold the season.
Ah, okay. While he's working on that, historical calendar and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, which is done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander, and am joined by...
Go ahead.
Sohen. Um, Today is Tuesday, also known as Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. Are you still battling with that sneeze?
Oh,
Okay, I can still barely hear you, though.
I don't know how because I've been doing it the same way.
I don't know. Okay, I'll just increase your volume a little bit so I can maybe hear you. I'm not even sure. Can you say something?
Hi.
Okay, there we go. I guess my speakers were just a little low. So that was on my bad, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, can you start us off in 707?
Yeah. In the year 707, John the Seventh ends his reign as Catholic Pope.
Oh, alright. And I guess we could just just move on up into 1622.
Hold on.
Unless you see
10,
something.
1009, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem is destroyed by the Fatimid Caliphate Ali Hakim bin Ammar, who hacks the foundation down to bedrock.
Dang. So they just got rid of it. Wow.
Not just the thing, they knocked it all the way down to the damn bedrock.
Essentially, they just pulled and not just the men, but the women and the children too. like, God,
And
like,
now for the
man, the
huge
amount of
time
hate
jump.
you have to have to do something like that is just astounding. Like,
And for a huge time jump to 1622, French King Louis the 13th and Huguenots signed Treaty of Montpellier.
what is that? Let me see here. Is it like some kind of thing involving multiple countries? The treaty followed the siege of Montpellier and ended hostilities between French royalists and the Huguenots. So, who were the Huguenots? Huguenots. So I'm going to have this link to the Treaty of Montpellier in the underbar here. So give me a second. Because I've heard about the Huguenots a lot, and I never really have figured out who they are. They were a religious group of French Protestants who held to the Reformed or Calvinist tradition of Protestantism, the term which may be derived from the name of a Swiss political leader, the Genevan burgomaster Béazin Hughes, was in common by the mid-16th century. So it was like a religious something or other within the country itself. So destabilization, it sounds like.
Okay.
All right. Then 1648, the first labor organization formed in North American colonies, the Boston Shoemakers. All right. So, I understand the purpose of what are they of unions and whatnot, but they're easily corruptible, and I have my own story involving Vons. So yeah. Anyway, moving on up into 1685, French King Louis XIV revoked Edict of Nantes, canceling rights of French Protestants. Ooh. So here we go. So that sounds like more of these Huguenots things, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it.
Yep. And then, let's see here, 1767, the boundary between Maryland and Pennsylvania, the Mason-Dixon line, was agreed upon. Here we go, the Mason-Dixon line. I've heard about that a lot. So mostly in Looney Tunes. Like, oh, I'm the sling shootingest, hootin' tootinest, beer shootingest gunslinger this side of the Mason Dixon. Like, okay, Yosemite Sam, whatever you say, man. You know, big ass mustache guy. Anyway, it's your turn here. You got a historic event in 1775.
1775, African American poet Phyllis Wheatley freed from slavery.
Good.
Cool. And 1776, a bar decorated with bird tail in Elmsford, New York. A customer requested a glass full of those cocktails from bartender Betsy Flanagan.
Well, that's a weird thing to request, but I guess that's where the term came from, cocktails. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And also 1776, Edius Kosciuszko receives a commission from the U.S. Congress as a colonel of engineers in the Continental Army.
That's cool.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Moving on up into 1790, we got another historic event. Friedrich Wilhelm Joseph Schelling was granted permission to enroll at the Tübinger Stift at an earlier age than usually permitted. That's pretty cool. It's always nice when they bend the rules, like, because at some point you got to acknowledge, like, hey, this guy has skills. Let's not hold this guy back,
Bending the rules in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. In 1855, Franz Liszt's symphonic poem Prometheus premiered. That guy kind of looks a little bit like Michio Kaku. Like a white version of Michio Kaku.
Yep.
And I believe it's now your turn again.
Okay. 1860. The Second Opium War finally ends in the Convention of Pekin, with the ratification of the Treaty of Penzance, and an equal treaty.
Yeah, an unequal treaty. So that's not good. So,
Yep. 1862, Morgan's Ridge captured federal garrison in Lexington, Kentucky.
that has to be Civil War right there. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Look at this, dude. 1867, man. Like, that's big.
1867, Alaska purchased U.S. take formal possession of Alaska from Russia, having paid $7.2 million.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I bet they were steamed as hotcakes after they realized, there's oil there. Fuck. Like, and then we're not even touching it. We're like, neener, to the Russians. So. Then, 1869, Henrik Ibsen's Die Unges Forbund, or the League of Youth, premiered in Christiania, or Oslo, in Norway. Holy mutton chops, Batman! Look at that thing. Like, but let's see here. In 1878, anti-socialist laws were ratified in Germany. Too bad they didn't stand. So. But then in 1878 as well, Edison made electricity available for household use. No, he didn't. He just did it for the money. He just did it for the money. Freaking Edison. So, ooh, I'm going to take this 1892 here real quick. First commercial long-distance phone line open from Chicago to New York. So that was long distance back then. I mean, I guess it is technically. So, like, what constitutes long distance? I remember as a kid, Mom was always like, "Oh, don't make long distance phone calls. Don't call your aunt, who's all the way out in Dubai." Like, I'm not going to. So, but 1898, that's intriguing. That's an eyebrow raiser right there.
One.
1898.
1898, American flag raised in Puerto Rico.
Yep. Yeah, Puerto Rico is a principality of the U.S., so they are not independent. And it is affected by many U.S. laws, the majority, if not all of which, they have no say in because they don't have the right to vote. They don't vote. And that's kind of crap, But that's just my opinion. Anyway.
Okay.
see you got a historic publication here in 1910.
Yep. 1910, E.M. Forrester published novel Howard Ends.
Howard's Inn.
Howard Ends, yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. Never heard of that.
Oh, well, telling you
Hmm.
about Jack Johnson.
Uh,
1912, black boxer Jack Johnson arrested for violating the Mann Act for transporting women across state for immoral purpose due to his relationship with white woman Lucille Cameron. Alleged, well, what the fuck is wrong with this writing? A alleged prostitute, later convicted by an all-white jury and sentenced to a year in prison.
that is abysmal. That's such
Yeah.
bullshit. You know.
And then years later, Trump pardons him.
Good. Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
out of all the presidents that could have done it, even Obama could have done it.
Oh,
Trump
Obama
did
would
it.
never have done it. Obama's a piece of shit. So. Anyway, 1912 as well.
1912, the Treaty of Lausanne ends the Italian-Turco War. Italy annexes Libya.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and the Italo-Turkish War was the first combat action that the dirigibles, the Zeppelins or whatever these are, ever saw. So like technically the first aircraft ever used in combat for surveillance purposes.
I got a phone call.
Okay. There's another 1912 here. The First Balkan War broke out with Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece opposed to Turkey.
Oh,
Yeah. Then let's see here. 1918, Czechoslovakia declared independence from Austro-Hungarian Empire, so that's good. Then 1919, you still on your phone? David Beauty was created first Earl Beauty, Viscount Borrowdale, and Baron Beauty of the North Sea and Brooks Bay. All right. I don't know what all that means, but okay. Then 1921, Charles Strait was granted U.S. patent number 1,394,450 for his invention, the automatic pop-up toaster. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. You know, like, actually, I might have waffles after the show. Who knows?
okay, I'm here.
Welcome back, just in time, 1924.
1924, Harold Red Gange, finest collegiate football game, 4 long touchdown runs.
Nice. The 1925?
1925, Salt Lake City PCL, Tony Lorenzi hits his 60th home run of the season.
That's cool. Oh, Frankfurt.
Yeah, 1926, Frankfurter Zeitung publishes Lenin's political testament.
Are you a Frankfurter? Yes, I am hot dog. Ha 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 ha.
You got a historical event.
I do. 1931. Actually, before that, though, 1929, women are considered persons under Canadian law. Good. Why did it take that long to recognize them as human beings? I do not know. Canada, come on, get your shit together. But then 1931, U.S. gangster Al Capone was convicted of tax evasion. Yep. The IRS will come after you. They do not give a fuck. You can murder people, you can kidnap them, you can sell people into slavery, you know, even children. But the instant you don't pay your taxes, here we go. So, 1939, Richard Rodgers and Lawrence Hart's musical Too Many Girls premiered in New York City. Well, they make that sound like a problem. So, anyway, 1942, I think it's your turn again, right?
Okay. Well, first, 1941, Soviet spy Richard Swords arrested in Tokyo.
Good. Mm-hmm.
1942, Hitler orders capture Allied commandos to be killed.
Oh, man. Well, they were espionage agents, you know. You don't
Yep.
want them to get back out there and stuff and then provide a threat to you again. So that's unfortunate, but it's part of the risk of the job.
Also, 1944, Allied generals Dwight D. Eisenhower, Omar Bradley, and Bernard Montgomery confer in Brussels, Belgium.
They should have had Patton there too. Yeah. They were ousting that guy. He was a damn good general. He got the job done. Yeah, he's abrasive and shit. Why are people so fucking sensitive? Seriously, even back then, they're like, oh, he's saying bad things about people. Let's not include him in our club. You have to apologize for slapping a soldier who's crying. It's fucking war. Man up. Sorry.
But yeah, certain words can end or break a deal.
Yes, he shouldn't be around for the political stuff, but as far as leading troops to battle, he was amazing. We can't argue that. Same thing with MacArthur. He was the Patton of the West, essentially. Even though Patton is from the West, that's weird. Patton was from California and all that stuff. Trained out here, in the deserts of California, Nevada, Arizona, stuff like that. So anyway, sorry for that little rant. 1944.
1944, Soviet troops invade Czechoslovakia during World War II.
Yeah, here we go. And that was because they were under Czechoslovakia, at least, was under the Nazi Germany, occupation. So they were just coming in and changing one dictator for another, essentially. But then we got a music premiere, if you want it.
Yeah, 1946, Aaron Copland's Third Symphony premieres.
Cool. Here we go. 1948, Operation 10 Plagues, Israeli offensive against Egyptian army. Really? Fucking you. Wow. That's a stick in the eye right there. Operation 10 Plagues. Oh, get it? Because of the Jewish slaves fleeing, the Pharaoh and all the 10 plagues. Come on. Really, guys? You're going to name it that? Wow. Insult to injury. But then 1952, date of the first Mad magazine issued. That should be highlighted. Mad magazine is amazing. At least it was. I don't know where they are now. I haven't seen a Mad in 7 years. It's been a while. When was the last time you read a Mad?
I haven't. I just watched Mad TV.
You've never read a Mad magazine?
No.
Huh. That's weird. But anyway, in 1955, track and field names Jesse Owens all-time track athlete. Yes. The man who pissed off Hitler even more. But 1955 as well, the University of California discovered antiproton. What is that? That's interesting. Antiproton. It is the antiparticle of the proton. Antiprotons are stable, but they are typically short-lived, since any collision with a protein will cause both particles to be annihilated in a burst of energy. So it's antimatter. So hey, UCLA, or University of California where? In Los Angeles? Just University of California somewhere discovered antimatter, essentially. That's pretty cool. You there, Sohan?
Yeah.
Alright, you got some sports history here in 1960.
1960, Casey Stengel retired by New York Yankees, won 10 pennants in 12 years.
Damn, that's good.
1961, film adaptation of the 1957 Broadway musical West Side Story, directed by Robert Wise and Jerome Robbins, starring Natalie Wood, debuts Academy Award Best Picture 1962.
Cool. Yeah, West Side Story. I have not seen that. I
Me neither. Also, 1962, James Watson and Francis
Crick.
And Maurice Wilkins wins the Nobel Prize for Medicine for their work in determining the structure of DNA.
Ah, the double helix. So they're the people who discovered all that. That's pretty cool. Then we got a meeting of interest. It's 1962 as well, so why don't you take that? Well, there's two more, so go for it.
1962, JFK meets Soviet Minister in Foreign Affairs Audrey Ormikro.
All right.
That's it? Or do you
One
want me to do
more.
that?
A music recording here.
1962, Tony Sheridan and Beat Brothers record Let's Dance.
Let's dance. I don't know. Anyway, moving on up into 1966, Persona, a Swedish film directed by Ingmar Bergman, starring Bibi Andersson and Liv Ullmann, was released. All right, never heard of that. But then 1967, the Soviet Venera 4 became the first probe to send data back from Venus. So that's cool. Why is that not highlighted? Come on. We got a film release here in 1967 as well. Walt Disney's animated musical adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book film was released. The cast featured Phil Harris, Louis Prima, Sterling Holloway, and Sebastian Cabot. All right. I have that on VHS. So, ooh, I'm gonna take this 1968 here, if you don't mind. This first one. Well, not the first one, but the one right above the music history. Because I've been here. Circus Circus Hotel opened in Las Vegas, largest permanent big top in the world. And yeah, under that big top, there's a roller coaster, and that was my very first roller coaster I ever rode. You know?
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Happy birthday, Circus Circus. Even though you're like a fucking trash hotel compared to the rest of them on the strip. But hey, whatever. Your turn, sir.
Thank you. 1968. Police find 219 grams of cannabis resin in John Lennon's and Yoko Ono's apartment. They are fined 150 pounds for marijuana possession. Cops, you missed out a good opportunity for a good night sticking on that bitch.
Damn.
Killing the Beatles.
Damn.
Arrest her for murder.
You really hate Yoko Ono.
In 1968, U.S. Olympic Committee suspends Tommy Smith and John Carlos for giving the Bat Power salute to protest racism and injustice against African Americans during the Olympic medal ceremony.
And I would agree with that because I understand, but like, why is it that they keep thinking it's appropriate to bring politics into sports? People watch sports to get distracted. The whole reason for games is purely for distraction. That's its entire function. The people like Colin Kaepernick have to ruin it. These guys have to ruin it.
Kaepernick he's a bitch. They are right because even if they would have won the medals, it would still have been called the N-word. Well,
yeah, that is understandable, but
you like Ali.
Yeah.
He won the gold medal in boxing. He thought that you can go to a white establishment. No. Even though he won, they still called him the N-word and told him to go in the back.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So, you're right. I mean, we're both right in our own respects, but the time back then was a lot different than the time now. There actually was prejudice against blacks back then. Well, there still is today, but back then it was like almost required. So yeah. So that I understand. Okay. Anyway.
In 1969, British singer Rod Stewart joined Small Faces.
Huh. I'm just imagining him with like a small face. Like remember that Photoshop of what's his face? Will Smith, and his face is like really small. Anyway, let's see here. 1969 as well. The federal government bans the use of cyclamates, artificial sweeteners. Okay. I'm just going to move on up into 1974. Uh, Chicago Bull Nate Thermoid became the first in NBA to complete a quadruple double, 22 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, and 12 blocks. Holy crap!
Damn.
Is that one
I
game?
think so. Also, I
Jesus.
think the reason why they did that is because people are getting cancer from that sweetener.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of these artificial sweeteners, the aspartame, which is in diet sodas. Diet sodas are actually more unhealthy for you than regular sodas.
No.
Like so, yeah. Um,
Oh, a material history.
1975, Simon Garfunkel reunited on Saturday Night Live and sang "My Little Town." That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's your turn.
And 1975, USSR performs nuclear tests at Oyana Zemlya, USSR.
Yep.
And 1977, Baseball World Series, Reggie Jackson hits 3 consecutive home runs, tying Babe Ruth's World Series record. New York Yankees beat LA Dodgers 8-4 to clinch 4-2 series with MPV Yankees outfielder Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson. Yep. Now, good pull with the WS. I didn't think about World Series. So if I was reading, I would have been stumped. So good job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1979, Iran's Ayatollah Khomeini orders mass executions to stop.
Good.
Oh, really? What, you got tired of killing, cunt?
Yeah. I guess he just
What?
I guess the murders weren't doing what he wanted to do, so he's just like, fuck it. Enough of
Like, you know
this.
what? I am so fucking bored of executing.
Yep.
And
Uh,
so, you got a revolution on your ass now.
yep. Let's see here. 1988, Roseanne TV comedy starring Roseanne Barr, John
Oh,
Goodman, and Laurie Metcalf premiered in the U.S. on ABC. We spoke about her yesterday.
yep.
Yep. And then 1988, Israel's Supreme Court upholds ban on Kanane's Koch party as racist. Okay. Well, all right. Then moving on up into 1991, My Own Private Idaho, directed and written by Gus Van Sant, starring River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves, was released. That's cool.
I
Let's
didn't
see
even
here.
know they were in a movie together.
Apparently, and My Own Private Idaho. So I wonder if they had potatoes. Now it's your
Okay.
turn, if you so wish.
Yeah, 1997, groundbreaking Guggenheim Museum, directed by Frank Gehry, is inaugurated by King Juan Carlos first in Bilbao, Spain.
Well, let's see here. Guggenheim Museum. And what's pissed your dog off so much? Oh wow, this is a cool looking museum. Look at that thing. I think I've seen this before. Like looking it up. That is awesome. I gotta go check that out. The interior, that looks so sick. Wow, that looks wicked awesome, man. I want to go there. Moving on up into the year 2000. You know what? I'm gonna do the split here just to be safe. Welcome to part two. In the year 2000, Zach De La Rocha announced he is leaving rock band Rage Against the Machine. I guess he's quit his raging then. 1 year later, 2001, Benny Andersson and Bjorn Ulvaeus' musical Mamma Mia, featuring the songs of ABBA, opened at the Winter Garden Theater in New York City, later transferring to the Broadhurst, running for 5,733 performances. Good lord, that is good. That is one hell of a stent right there. Um, and then let's see here. 2001, crude oil for November delivery fall to its lowest level since August of 1999 on the New York Mercantile Exchange, NYMEX NYMEX, but that's a 2-year thing, so who cares? 2007, after 8 years in exile, Benazir Bhutto returned to Pakistan. The same night, suicide attackers blew themselves up near Bhutto's convoy, killing over 100 people, including 20 police officers, but Bhutto escaped uninjured. That is a sad series of events. I'm happy that she's still alive, but still, like, God. What's with all the suicide bombers constantly? It's just nuts. Moving on up to 2009, quarterback Tom Brady threw 5-second quarter touchdowns against the Tennessee Titans, an NFL record for touchdown passes in 1 quarter. Dang. 2012, Mary-Kate Olsen and Ashley Olsen were honored for their work with fashion label The Row at the WSJ Magazine's Innovator of the Year Award in the New York City. Okay. Why is that highlighted? Who cares? Why do they look like they're about to cry? Like, seriously. And
2007.
go for
Okay,
it.
I'm here. Oh wait, 2012. Syrian military airstrike kills 40 people in Marit Al Numan.
Dang.
Yeah.
Ooh. Take the last 2013. Look at that.
Yeah, 2013, Saudi Arabia becomes the first country to turn down a seat on the UN Security Council in protest over Syria. Wow.
Dang. Wow. So they're serious. Oh, here we go.
I didn't want no war with Syria either, so
Yeah.
we falls on the side with dumb.
What happened in 2016, dude? Look at that.
Yeah, 2016, U.S. White House says it is confident Russia's behind the recent email hackings and attempt to influence the U.S. election. Oh,
No, that was Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, dude. And our government itself. Like,
well, you kept on pushing the narrative of hating someone.
dude,
Apparently,
it's so silly. We're back in the 50s. We're always blaming everything on Russia. What the fuck is wrong with us? This is so stupid.
well, what do you expect? Most of the fucking representatives are fucking old fossils
Yep. Yeah, that's
who
true.
are probably mentally stuck in the 50s.
Yeah, that is true. Anyway, you got another one here in 2017.
2017, 19th Chinese Communist Party Congress opens in Beijing with President Pu delivering 3-hour, 20-minute speech, heralding new era.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah, that's a lot of big talk for the 100-acre wood.
Yeah, I know, right? Christopher Robin.
He abandoned us.
Although I want to see that new horror movie. That
I do too. Blood and Honey. It's gonna be fucking crazy.
They're so badly designed. It is such an obvious, troll movie, but still, I kind of want to see it just to see how bad it is. But anyway, what happened? What else happened in 2017 here?
Also in 2017, U.S. Congresswoman Federica Wilson says President Donald Trump said to the weaved Army family of Sergeant David Johnson, he knew what he was signing up for, but I guess it hurts anyway.
Damn. It's kind of a heartless thing to say, if that's true.
Honestly, in a way, at least he's being honest instead of trying to lie.
Yeah.
When you sign up, you know you're gonna die. You might die.
Yeah, it's part of the job description. 2 years later, though, here in 2019, the first all-female spacewalk by NASA astronauts Christine Koch and Jessica Meyer outside their International Space Station. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, girls going out for a walk. And we got a film premiere in 2021, the Marvel film Eternals, directed by Chloe Zhao, starring an ensemble cast including Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, and Angelina Jolie, premiered in Los Angeles. I never saw Eternals. So
Did you say Brangelina Jolie?
I said Angela Jolie, not Angelina.
Okay.
Brangelina Jolie, oh god. That'd be ridiculous. And then before we move on to new births and deaths, viewers, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you would like us to elaborate on? Anything you would like to elaborate on? Start a dialogue in the comment section below. Anyway, let's move on up to births. Why don't you start us here in 1127?
1127. Emperor Go Shirakawa of Japan died 1192.
Ah, so he was like 70, maybe 60 something when he died, somewhere in there.
And a good time jump all the
Wow, what?
way.
Come on, give me something. There we go. Oh, wow, okay.
1919. Pierre Trudeau. 15th Canadian Prime Minister, Liberal, 1968 to 79, 1980 to 84, born in Montreal, Quebec.
So I wonder what happened between 79 and 80. Like, there was a brief stint in time he wasn't prime minister, so what happened?
Election, probably.
Well, if it was an election and he won, then it would have just continued on. His term ended and then started
Okay.
again within less than a year. So I wonder what
I don't
happened.
know.
So
I have no idea.
that's weird. Um, anyway, moving on up into 1926, we have Chuck Berry, a U.S. rock and roll guitarist and singer and songwriter. Roll Over Beethoven, Sweet Little 16, born in St. Louis, Missouri. He
Oh,
was,
okay.
Chuck Berry, I've heard of him. So
Uh,
then we have George C. Scott, 1927. Great actor, great actor. A U.S. actor and director. Patton, Dr. Strangelove. He was also in A Muppet's Christmas Carol, believe it or not. He was Scrooge. So, Ebenezer Scrooge. So yeah, he had a good range there.
Ooh. 1935, we have Peter Boyle, American actor, Joe, candidate, Everybody Loves Raymond, and Young Frankenstein,
Oh
born
yeah,
in Norristown, Pennsylvania.
yeah. He played the monster.
He did.
Um, Putting on the Ritz. Huh.
1938, Dawn Wells, American actress, Gilligan's Island, Marianne, born in Reno, Nevada.
Huh. She died 2 years ago, huh?
Yep.
I got a nasty one here. Lee Harvey Oswald, born on this date in 1939, a U.S. assassin of JFK, at least the front man for it, born in New Orleans, Louisiana, dying in 1963. So, and then we have Mike Ditka. He's 83 today. He was born in 1939, a U.S. NFL coach and tight end, Bears, Cowboys, NFL Rookie of the Year in 1961, born in Carnegie, Pennsylvania. All right. And then this next one was born in 1956. We have Martina. Oh, there you are.
1956, Martina Varlito. Lova. Uh, Czech American tennis player, 18 Grand Slam, single titles, born in Prague, Czech Republic.
Yep. This guy was born in 1958.
78?
58.
1958, Thomas Hearns, American boxer and first to win world titles in five weight divisions, born in Memphis, Tennessee.
Dang. It's pretty cool.
Ooh. Ooh, you get
Ooh.
cool.
We got Jean-Claude Van Damme, born on this date in 1960. A Belgian actor, double impact kickboxer, no retreats. He was also in the Forever Soldier, or what was it? The something soldier?
Soldier.
What?
Universal Soldier.
Universal Soldier, thank you. That was actually a series of movies, right? There was multiple of those.
You
Um,
were.
Born in Brussels, Belgium, and he was also in that one commercial for those trucks when he did the split between those two trucks.
Yeah.
And then somebody had what's his face, Chuck Norris do the splits between two flying jumbo jets, wingtip to wingtip. That's nuts. Anyway, I believe we'll just move on into deaths here if you want, unless there's anything you see. Um, in deaths, starting us off in 707, if you wish. I'm going to do a little dance just to fill the air, you know. Sohan, you there? Sohan, are you there? I'm talking to nobody. Okay. Anyway, deaths 707. We have John the Seventh, Catholic Pope from 705 to 707, so 2 years, of Greek ancestry, and he died. Okay. And then let's see here. We have Henry John Temple, died on the state in 1865. He was the third Viscount Palmerston, British Prime Minister from 1855 through 58 and 1859 through 65. Died of a fever at the age of 80. He was born in 1784.
Chromebook died.
Ah, okay, that explains things. Well, you got Charles Babbage here in 1871 if you want.
Hold on, I gotta open up the onthisday.com website
All right, while you're
on my
doing that,
phone.
I'll go ahead and take this. Charles Babbage died on the state in 1871. He was a British mathematician and inventor, calculating machine. Considered the father of the computer, died of renal failure at 79. That blows. So, pun
Yep.
kind of intended, I guess. I don't know if it's a pun or not, but yeah. Thank you for the computer, Mr. Babbage. So, oh, this one I'm happy about.
What? What was here?
In 1931. Oh, you'll be happy too.
Okay, I'm going up and down. Wait, 1931. Oh, shit, it passed it up.
Oof.
1931. Thomas Edison, American con artist. Light bulb, phonograph, motion picture camera, dies of diabetes complications at 84.
Yeah, he lived too long. So, at
Yes,
least
he
now he's
did.
in hell, rotting for eternity, in the lowest form of the fires that can be made. You know.
Also, 1956, Charles Strite, American inventor who invented the automatic pop-up toaster, dies at 68. Congratulations, man! Not only did you create something that made people's days great, but she also made an item that was the last thing that people would see.
Yeah. Well, also he got his patent for that toaster on the what would become his death day later on. It says here
Because
in
he used it.
1921. In 1920, because we spoke about him in the main body, remember?
Okay.
Like, yeah, yeah. In 1921, on this date, he received his patent for the device, named the Toastmaster, and then he died in 1956. So wow, that's kind of
Let,
wild.
let me guess. Did he drop the damn toaster in the fucking bathtub too?
Uh, you know what? Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was secretly inventing a suicide machine. Oh my god! With the attitude,
Yeah.
hey, eat some breakfast before you die. Ooh, toast. Look at that.
If only he knew that people use his invention to kill themselves with.
Well, anyway, uh, Andreas Bader died on the state in 1977. He was a German left-wing militant and leader of the Red Army faction. Committed suicide along with other RAF leaders at the age of 34. Good. So, I wonder if they're the inspiration for the Red Ribbon Army in the Dragon Ball universe.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it's about that time, like in the 70s, he committed suicide in, 1977.
Or the Red Faction.
Yeah. Then we got Bess Truman in 1982, a U.S. First Lady from 1945 through 52, died of congestive heart failure at the age of 97.
I'm guessing the wife of Harriet Truman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's see. Ooh, that's a good scroll.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Come on, give us something. Oh, ooh, wow. This one's sad.
Yeah, 2021. American General Colin Powell, first Black U.S. Secretary of State, 2001 to 2005, dies from complications of COVID-19, blood cancer, and Parkinson's disease at 84.
COVID-19 my ass. So, but yeah. Rest in peace, General. So, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. As I've said before, this is on my personal YouTube we stream right now, although we are aiming to move on over to Twitch, and Soen has basically told me how, and I just got to make the move now, so I have no excuse. But we have a Rumble, we have a BitChute, but also those links contain.
Sohin TV on Twitch.
Yep. go follow him over there at least. And then maybe one day you can follow us on Twitch. We do have an account there. Anyway, for your dose of past events daily, we stream at 10 in the morning every day Pacific time.
12 Central.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Shohin.
And coming in at the very end, we have
Carrera.
the man, the myth, the legend himself. The guy who made the music we have in the background. Anyway, until you check us out tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Peace, guys.